Leox Jossi is the eccentric pilot of a vessel known simply as the Vessel, co-piloted by Appy Hollow and navigated by Geode, who appears to be a rock.
It's working! It's working!
Yes, International Women's Day. It's a great day to be someone who isn't a virtue signaler, someone who just loves women every day, or men, or, just anybody, because we can all see through that this whole International Women's Day, or this History Month, or that History Month, or it's all the new Hallmark holiday. It's just a way for corporations to sell you garbage. Now, more people are waking up to this, but I sure love when they come around because some super huge mega corporation, in this case Disney and Star Wars, are going to step in it, and it's going to be a chef's kiss delicious. Now, Star Wars decided, hey, we're going to post for International Women's Day. It's been 2 hours right now. Leia's fearless bravery, intelligence, sharp wit, and commitment to fighting galactic tyranny made her an inspiration not only to the rebellion, but to generations of Star Wars fans around the world. She's the embodiment of hope, from her first scene when she's evading Darth Vader to send plans for the Death Star to someone who can help. The first female lead in a galaxy far, far away, she's at the center of the saga. She's a rebel, a princess, a senator, a general, and a hero. She's a power player that would be without her title or force sensitivity. Whether blasting stormtroopers or making a persuasive argument, working to install the New Republic, or leading the fight against the First Order, she's a formidable leader, a military strategist, and anyone who dares underestimate her learns that doing so is a terrible mistake. Excerpt from Star Wars, Woman of the Galaxy. Now, nobody's questioning Leia. I mean, ultimately, she is a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. And she never felt forced. Forced. She never felt crowbarred into that way. It felt natural. And it's tough to say looking back because, when I watched Star Wars for the first time, that was long before all this crowbarring everything in. So maybe I was less sensitive to it, but it never really felt that way. How do we think that it's going in the comment section? This, according to Bounding into Comics, Star Wars fans share their support for Gina Carano on Star Wars official Facebook page for International Women's Day. They can't post anything. Nothing. They can't. Star Wars cannot post. They have been forbidden from posting on Facebook, on YouTube. We saw earlier today where they just stopped posting particular videos over to YouTube and started just posting them on Instagram. And even there, they were getting completely ratioed. I've said this before. And by the way, if I haven't yet, I hope today is the day to earn your subscription. There's a red subscribe button down below the video. I hope that at some point during the video, if you haven't yet, that you'll click that. The people that pretend to be fans, the new fans, the NU fans, they are the type of people that don't have any self-identity and need Star Wars to have something interesting to say, to be able to keep people interested in them. So they feel like, well, I don't have anything interesting to say, but I like Star Wars, so that's me today. But see, these people move from thing to thing. These are also often the very same people who engage in cancel culture because they see a large group of people doing something and they say, hey, I don't have anything interesting or unique to say. Let me just jump on the bandwagon. The Mandalorian actress Gina Carano on the International Women's Day. The official Star Wars Facebook post posted an excerpt from Star Wars Women of the Galaxy celebrating Leia. The post concluded, I already read that stuff. In the comment section, Star Wars fans celebrated Gina Carano and her character Cara Dune, who was fired by Lucasfilm. A Lucasfilm and Star Wars employee announced Carano was no longer working with the company and then proceeded to lie about her. The spokesperson said that Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Now, a lot of people who were on kind of the early stages of cancel Disney Plus, like many of you were, there were people kind of saying, well, I'll boycott until they rehire her. They're never going to rehire her. They only rehire the people with the correct politics. See, the reason James Gunn got rehired is because the actors in Guardians of the Galaxy all share the exact same political ideology, for the most part, outside of Chris Pratt, who we don't really know. And they all banded arms because it was safe to do so and say that we're not going to make $20 million to make a film about space raccoons if you don't bring back our fellow likewise thinking director. And so they did that, and he got rehired. First of all, and I will remind people, he should never have been fired in the first place, and Roseanne never should have been fired in the first place. That was back when it was this, the peak of cancel culture. It added, nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Carano shared her post Instagram stories, warning people about the dangers of hating your neighbors. We all already know that. Jim Riley wrote on Facebook, you know who else is brave, intelligent, sharp-witted, and committed to fighting tyranny in real life as well as on the screen? He proceeded to share a GIF of Carano's Cara Dune. J.R. Bolton wrote, fearless bravery, intelligent sharp wit, and commitment to fighting galactic tyranny make her an inspiration. Star Wars Women of the Galaxy, posting a GIF of Gina Carano. Cara Dune was a strong female lead as well. Kimball Carter wrote, Star Wars when they opt to fire strong independent women rather than trying to help prop them up. David Barker, you mean like the kind of tyranny you showed by firing Gina Carano, a strong woman? This rings hollow in a poor attempt to save face. That said, Leia and Carrie Fisher are awesome. The Empire has destroyed Alderaan twice now. Now I'll say this, I don't want, rest her soul, obviously. I don't want, Carrie Fisher does deserve credit. And honestly, I don't even want to, tens of thousands, I'm sure, of young girls grew up looking up to Princess Leia. And for that, I think she deserves a lot of credit. The people that cast her deserve credit too. John Labar says, yes, Lucasfilm Disney supports strong, brave women. Well, unless you have opposing views, then you must be canceled. Disney loves strong female roles as long as they agree with their politics, says James Lundy. How about, there's another strong independent lady from Alderaan. That would be a great spotlight for Women's Day. And that's from Victoria Freeman. It's interesting, and it's actually really heartwarming that kind of the resistance here has not gone away. I mean, a lot of times you look at cancel culture and, people move on to the next thing. That's just the way that we are. It's difficult to stay up and interested on every little thing every single day. And you move on. But the Carano fandom is absolutely decimating Star Wars social media. Think about that. A multi-billion-dollar corporation is afraid of its fans. It's so afraid that it refuses to upload videos to YouTube. It's so afraid that it can't make a single Facebook post or tweet without getting completely run over. And this is weeks afterwards. What do you think is going to happen when The Mandalorian spins back up again without Gina Carano's Cara Dune character and more people start asking questions? Marvin writes, Gina Carano, fearless bravery, intelligence, sharp wit, and commitment to fighting intergalactic tyranny. Just subbing it in. This is this from a company that bows to China and ignores real camps for all the sweet CCP money. Leia would be proud. Since Kathleen Kennedy didn't create her character, I'm sure her or her hateful minions would find something to cancel her too. Hashtag fire Kathleen Kennedy. It's the only way to save the franchise. Steph Lang, and by the way, it's important to point out that these aren't just men. If you go through the posters, hundreds of them, thousands of them. The response to the Women's Day post is just the latest in a long list of posts, tweets, and videos where Star Wars fans have expressed their disgust, disappointment, and anger towards Star Wars and current Lucasfilm leadership. While Carano hasn't specifically weighed in on this post, she did recently post a number of memes on her Instagram stories created by her fans. From Seth Colley reads, "What's that, Hollywood? You want to be the one to decide who my daughters look up to? I think not. In this house, we'll look up to women who are strong, brave, and think for themselves." I mean, Carano is throwing a little shade. Like, these posts are, and by the way, entirely within her right. And another one she shared, "Screw cancel culture. I stand with Gina Carano, and I won't apologize for it." As this fan-driven campaign against Disney and Lucasfilm do not appear to be losing steam anytime soon, is a recent poll from Neil Newhouse of Public Opinion Strategies claimed that 72% of respondents were opposed to Carano's firing. The Daily Wire reported after reviewing the post, 28% that Disney was right to fire Carano. 39% say it may have been poorly worded, but did not deserve to get fired. And 34% said they found nothing wrong with it at all. Despite public opinion turning against Disney and Lucasfilm, Disney management doubling down on their leadership and repeated immoral behavior. Specifically, Disney CEO Bob Chapek lavished praise on Kathleen Kennedy, describing her as a genius. He also described her as an absolute treasure, among other compliments. Well, I would have to go ahead and disagree with that. I think The Mandalorian obviously was smart, but it's quite interesting to see how all of this is painting itself out. Like Leia, Gina Carano is a real-life rebel. Perhaps it was the fate of Cara Dune. The fate of Cara Dune was Alderaan. Fire Kathleen Kennedy. They can't do anything. If you look at their second post here, "Don't try to ruin my life with lies when yours can be ruined with the truth." Just every post, they can't do anything. They're getting completely shut down. Now, it does suck because, like I said, Carrie Fisher, she deserves her own praise. But the Carano fans and the people that disliked what Disney did to her aren't stopping anytime soon. And I totally understand and support it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.